on the sea without any supporting pillar. That is the display of the power of God. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurat Vishe Namaha. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण। I would like to welcome all of you once again for this discussion on Rama Avatar, especially on the occasion of Rama Navami, which is the birth of Lord Ram. Lord Ram appeared in Treta Yuga, but which is like, as per Vedic calculations, lakhs and lakhs of years ago, like millions of years ago, and yet he is being worshipped. Yet people in India will talk about Rama Rajya. Right? 11,000 years Lord Ram ruled Ayodhya after winning over Ravana and coming back to Ayodhya. And the way the Rajya, the way the kingdom was run, even today the politicians will give, show dreams of Rama Rajya, especially when India was ruled over by Britishers, right? In that time, Mahatma Gandhi, so often he would remind people of Rama Rajya, and how when he promised that when India gets freedom, India is free, we will have Rama Rajya, right? So such promises were offered, right? And if you see Indian Constitution, the part where the fundamental rights of an Indian citizen is given in the book of Constitution, at the section of fundamental rights, you have Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman photograph. Right? So even the original constitution that was printed in 1950, especially for the fundamental rights section, it has this Ram Pattabhishek photograph. So Lord Ram has captured the imagination of generations with this ideal, how he was the most ideal human being, Maryada Purushottam Avatar. So this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, Sutta Goswami gives a series of verses of close to 22 avatars. We may have heard of Dasha Avatar, 10 incarnations, of the Lord. In that, here he says, no, that they're not just 10. The avatars are like waves in the ocean. They keep on coming at their scheduled times. And there are 5 kinds of avatars. I will not go into detail of it now. But Lord Ram is a Leela avatar, right? Lord Narsingadev is a Leela avatar, right? So now he gives a list of 22 Suta Goswami in this series of verses in which Krishna and Balaram are counted. Yet, when he finishes 22 avatars, he says, how many more can I tell? Even one verse for one avatar, one incarnation is given. And then he says, Ete chamsa kalaha pumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Out of all these avatars, Vyasadev, who has given Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami here is saying that who is the original avatar, who is the original God? Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Original personality of God is Krishna, and from him all the avatars come. Right? So the 22nd verse here is talking about Lord Ram, and the verse especially says how Naradevatam Apannaha, he appeared as human being and he assumed the form of a human to serve the purpose of demigods, because the demigods were troubled by Ravana, right? Sura Karya Chikirshaya, and two activities, Samudra Nigrahadini. He built a bridge on the ocean, right? Superhuman prowess he displayed. Prabhupada spends the purport in telling us how personalities like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, who are demons, who are atheists, they want to challenge the order of the universe. They don't want to see it going the way it is going. A little material science they develop, some materials advancement, and they start thinking, oh, we are God. There is no God. They want to, they have a spirit of challenging the established order of the Lord. So if creation is there, there must be creator. If there must be a designer, right? There must be a God, right? But these, personalities who, Prabhupada, those of you who have made puris, you have cooked puri, you have, you flatten the dough, and then you put the dough into the hot oil, and what happens? It becomes puffed up. So Srila Prabhupada would use this phrase, a little material advancement and they get puffed up. But how long does that puri remains puffed up? A little touch to it and it goes flat. Similarly, material advancement, we make material advancement, and suddenly people start thinking, oh, we have become great. Now we can challenge anybody and everybody. Right? So Ravana, at that time, he decided, why should people go to heaven only after performing punya, pious activities? I want to defy this law. I will send people straight, right? I will create a staircase, an elevator, whatever you want to call it. I will create that and I will send them to the heavens. I will challenge the heavens, right? Without consideration of any necessary qualification, people should be accepted, right? But when they challenge the authority of the Lord, right, and the demigods especially, they go and offer prayers, then the Lord appears as an incarnation to serve the purpose of the demigods, because the demigods are also serving the purpose of the Lord. They are the established managerial authorities of the creation. And when the creation gets challenged by one personality like Ravana or Hiranyakashipu, then the Lord appears as incarnation. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamiham. I appear again and again. Sambhavami yuge yuge, Krishna says. I appear as avatars. So one of the avatars which appeared Treta Yuga is of that of Lord Ram, right? And Ravana was such a personality, he challenged Ram to the point that he even kidnapped his wife Sita. And Lord Ram, who had appeared to chastise such demons, he took up the challenge of Ravana, and that entire episode of most of Ramayana is how Lord Ram chastised Ravana. For that, Ravana kidnapped Sita and took her to Sri Lanka, and Lord Ram had to make a complete bridge on the Indian Ocean, a royal road with stones floating on water. And Prabhupada says the modern scientist They may have done research in weightlessness, but within the Earth's atmosphere, right, weightlessness to be created, that was done by Lord Ram. How could he do it? Prabhupada gives the example in God's creation, big planets are floating like cotton swab. If Lord can create weightlessness in space, if it desires, he can create that on earth as well. And the stones, which are heavy object, they were floating on water. And that's how the bridge was made on the sea without any supporting pillar. And Prabhupada says that is the display of the power of God. But demons like Ravana, they think, oh, God has no energies, he has no powers, right? Everything is running automatically, right? So many times when we go to an airport or a mall, you have self-opening doors. When you go close to it, the door opens, and when you go far, and the door closes automatically. And you'll generally find children having fun in that area. Children want to go close, and the door opens, and they go far, and the door closes. And the kids, they think, wow, look at my power, I don't even need to touch it. See, how am I doing it? The door opens and closes by my will. Similarly, just as now any kid, you will call that kid a fool. Oh, no, there's an entire science behind this, engineering behind it. Similarly, you find in this world, some people, a little power, a little research they do, a little something they will find, and they start thinking, oh, we are in control, right? Or they think everything is running automatically. They may challenge uh, God's power. A little control they have, and they claim themselves to be more powerful, and they want to challenge God. What can God do to me? Even if God comes, Ravana was thinking, mere human. What will a human do to me? Right? So Ravana, when he was offering, when he did tapasya to appease Brahmaji, he thought of every condition to save himself from death. But Ravana, his pride could not make him think that a mere human being will defeat him. It was just below him. Right? It was just below him to even imagine a human. Right? Then Lord Ram appeared as a human, in the human form, I will say. He appeared in the human form. But even when he takes the human form, he has his inconceivable powers. Right? And especially in this purport, Sutta Goswami in this verse chooses to say how he made a bridge on the ocean. God makes laws, he chooses to alter laws, he chooses to even change his laws whenever he wants to. Lord Ram did that, right? So those of you who are from Andhra Pradesh in India, anybody here from Andhra Pradesh can raise hand? Andhra. Okay. There is a very famous singer by the name Tyagaraj, right? Andhra. He's from Andhra or Tamil Nadu? Tyagaraja is Andhra or Tamil Nadu? Anybody can help? This question is just to keep everyone of you awake.
Answer, Prabhuji.
Sorry?
Nobody knows too.
Nobody knows here? Okay. So mostly he's a Telugu singer and very famous devotee and bhajan singer. He says, Okka mata, okka banmu, okka patni vratude manasa. So this is Telugu, where he's saying Lord Ram vowed to adhere. What was Lord Ram's vow? Very famous for it. One word, one arrow, and one wife. One. A man of one word, a man of one arrow, and a man of one wife. Right? He says, so uh, in Hindi we say, for one word, I'm trying to explain how Lord Ram was a person of one word. Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Ai, Prana Jai, for Vachana na Jai. If I have given a word, I will stick to it. I will live by it. If I will better give up my life Raghukul Reet, the Raghukul dynasty. What is the Reet? What is their way of working? Pranajay, I may give up my life, but I'll not go back on my word. So, whenever they were faced with the choice, either for giving up one's life or go against one's word, right? Raghukul Rita was choose the former, give up your life, but not your word. And to uphold dharma, examples can be taken from Lord Ram's life to to respect his father's wishes. He had given promise to his wife Kaikai. Lord Ram agreed just some time before he was told, tomorrow you will be the king. You will be coronated as the king. To keep father's word to his wife, Lord Ram decided, I will go to forest. Yes, by sitting on the throne, I would have served my father. Now, by going to forest for 14 years, I will continue serving my father. And there are so many instances in Ramayana where Lord Ram kept his word, right? He adhered to his promise, right? Despite uncomfortable situations like killing of Wali, when Vibhishan was to be accepted, given shelter, when Sita was told to undergo the ordeal by fire, right? All the times Lord Ram adhered to his promise. One, one word, one arrow. Right? A true Kshatriya, like Arjuna and everyone, a Kshatriya will never miss his target. One arrow should be enough to slay the enemy. And Sri Ram was such a powerful, warrior, Kshatriya. He protected his subjects who came to him asking for help and refuge. Right? When he promised Sugriva, huh, right? He promised Sugriva that I will save you from Wali. Right? So Lord Ram slayed Wali, one arrow. Right? And actually, he had this Ram Ban, right? In Hindi, they will say Ram Ban Upay. Right? राम बाण उपाय है ये, एक मर्च 100 मर्च की एक दवा, एक ही बार में एक दवाई, take one medicine and everything will get healed. This Rama Ban has come from there. So this Rama Ban, there is a place called Thilai Vilakam. It is near Thiruturai Pundi in Tamil Nadu, in India. There are beautiful deities of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, there. Uh, More than 1,000-year-old temple, and there Lord Ram is holding this Rama Saram, the bow, the arrow of Lord Ram. Thrice Lord Ram used this special arrow. Once was when he hit Kakasura, who was troubling Sita. Second time it was used was to kill Wali, and the third time it was used was for killing Ravana. Okay? So one word, one arrow. The third thing he says Lord Ram is known for is one wife, right? So you find when Ram, Sita, and Lakshman were in the Dandakaranya forest, so many sages approached Lord Ram. We will also follow you. We will also come along with you, right? And Lord Ram told, no, 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 you cannot do this. I have taken one Patni Vrata. I cannot carry you along with me this time. In Dwapar Yuga, when I appear in my original form as Krishna, I will accept you as the gopis. Right? So the Rishичari gopis, different varieties of gopis were there, groups. The Rishичari gopis were these sages from Dandakaranya forest, right? Who were given chance in the next yuga. Another famous lady who appeared, right, who had gone to the beauty parlor and had come was Surpanakha, right? She did not come in her original form. She kind of prepared herself, and straight she was like, she approached Ram and straight proposal, right? But Lord Ram said, I have taken ek patni vrata, only one wife. I cannot accept anyone. You can go to Lakshman. He's married, but his wife is not around with him. And by the time Shurpanaga, and lust is such a thing, tu nahi to koi aur say, lust is like that, right? She went to Lakshman, and Lakshman said, see, I am a servant to Ram. You will whole life will be known as, servant's wife. Why do you want such a lowly position? Better you go to Ram again. And Shurpanaka understood, oh, these brothers are playing with me because Sita is there. She decided, I will kill Sita and matter will be solved. If there is no Sita, then they will accept me. So before she could go to Sita and hurt Sita, Lord Ram told Lakshman, Lakshman, ये ब्यूटी पार्लर होके आई थी, प्लास्टिक सर्जरी का टाइम आ गया है, right? She had been to beauty parlor, but it seems she needs plastic surgery only. And Lakshman cut her nose and the ears, right? And threw it on one side of Godavari. That Nasika, when Nasika was cut and thrown in one side, that Nasika became, that place where it fell became Nasik. So in Maharashtra, we have this place on the banks of Godavari called Nashik. But example I was giving was Surpanaka approach, but Lord Ram repeated, no, one Patni Vrata, I will accept only one wife, right? So when Sita was banished to forest, right, even after when Lord Ram is the king, Sita had to be told, you go back to the, Valmiki Muni's ashram, you have to stay there, because Lord Ram said, I am a husband to you, I have my duty towards you, but I have a higher duty of being a king now, right? Unless the king is following the dharma properly, right, what will the subjects do? So Sita, who was always crying, oh, our 14 years in, most time I was in the forest with you, it was so nice. I don't like Ayodhya. I like to stay with, in the rishis ashramas. I like to stay in forest. So Lord Ram just called Lakshman once and said, it is time that Sita has to go. And Sita was sent to the forest at Valmiki Muni's ashram where she was staying. But now the question comes, when the king is supposed to be on the throne, he is supposed to be having the queen who will sit in yagya. Every sacrifice that happens, every worship that happens, the husband and wife are supposed to be together. Now the wife is sent, Sita is sent to the forest. What did Lord Ram do? One Patni Vrata. How did he perform sacrifices in Treta Yuga? So many sacrifices were to be performed, and the king needs to have his wife sitting next to him to perform the yagya. Without that, yagya will not happen. So Ram never considered taking another wife. Rather, Lord Ram prepared a golden statue of Sita made for every event and performed the yagya. Such was his loyalty and dedication to his beloved wife, a man of exemplary moral values, a dharmic man, right? Now, Dashrath Maharaj in his era had 253 wives, 253 queens, imagine. Lord Ram, so a man of one word, one arrow, and one wife. That is Lord Ram. And like I was saying, Lord Ram appeared yugas. Now Kali Yuga is going on, Dwapar Yuga and Treta Yuga he appeared. And Lord Ram is still being worshipped. A clear proof that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Right? Now as ISKCON, we are called Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We are practicing in the mood that Lord Chaitanya has offered us. Radha Krishna Seva Pao Ye Abhilashi Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha. So every time when we perform Tulasi Aarti, we are asking for Radha Krishna Seva Pao. Now question may be asked, then what are we doing with Rama Navami? Are we kind of changing track here? No, we are not doing that. Right? We we should not, sometimes people may ask, are your temple, like, ISKCON devotees, especially those who visit ISKCON temples and they become serious practitioners of bhakti, they do regular sadhana, you'll find any festival is there, they will come to ISKCON temple only. Generally, people hop around. Okay, now I'll go to Ganpati, then I'll go to Ram. When Ram Navami is there, then Janmashtami, I'll come to ISKCON. or then another temple for another devi or something they will visit. But ISKCON devotees will always visit a ISKCON temple only, no matter what festival they have. Why? Because we know that Krishna is the original fountainhead of all avatars. From Krishna comes all the avatara. So when we are taking the darshan of Krishna, we are actually worshipping, when we are worshipping Krishna, we are actually worshipping all the avatars. Uh, in the fifth canto of Bhagavatam, Narad Muni gives a verse: just as when you water the root of the tree, entire tree gets the nourishment. You don't need to serve the leaves separate, the branches separate, the trunk separately. Similarly, when you perform bhakti to Krishna, all the avatars, all the devatas, all the devis, and everything in the Krishna, everybody is served, because you are serving Krishna, who is the root. So, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we want to concentrate our attention on Krishna in Vrindavan, Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, right? We want to worship Krishna, who performs such beautiful pastimes in Vrindavan. Right? So, in Lagur Bhagavatamrita, Rupa Goswami, he specifically says that out of the innumerable Leela avatars of the Lord Ram and Lord Narsimha Dev is very popular. So, Lord Ram is April month, and May, very next month, we'll have the appearance of Narsimha Dev also. Right? So, Lord Ram is famous for his beauty, his valor, and everything, and Narsimha Dev for his strength. Right? Now, in this verse, we find especially Lord Ram making the bridge is very famous, is being discussed here. So many sea bridges around the world now, right? And now one will say, what's the big deal? Lord Ram made a sea bridge, but that was the first one. And the technology was just throw the stones into the water and they will float, right? And one may say, did it really happen? The previous governments before 2014 in India, Congress governments, they had put a plea in the Supreme Court saying Ramayana is mythology, that's myth, it never happened. There was nothing called a bridge or anything made. But CNN International, there is a documentary available on YouTube for it. CNN International, they did a complete satellite imaging, right? And they found entire bridge which is below the ocean, connecting between India and Sri Lanka. And this documentary, if you see, they say the stones are not from that place. It is not coral. It is not coral that is there below the water. These stones, it's a structure made by somebody, and the stones have come from somewhere. They have been brought from somewhere, right? Most of the time we need that some Western channel, some Western scientist, unless they agree, we kind of we kind of question our own faith. But when they agree, we say yes, 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 see our dharma, our religion, our India. Oh, this then we take pride in it. But this setu, Rama Setu, was made, and when everyone from Lanka crossed back, there is a place called Dhanush Kodi. Even now, if you go to Rameshwaram, you know I think 10 years ago we just walked into the ocean. Two sides ocean water, and there's a little patch of land which goes to close to 8 or 10 kilometers. And at a point, the third ocean, from front of, so right and left water is there, and from the front also water starts coming. So then you have to stop there. From there, a few kilometers, there's a point called Dhanush Kodi, right? And that is where Lord Ram, with his arrow, he took that arrow, Ram Ban, right? This time it was not used for against somebody, but it was used to break that bridge, to sink that bridge. And this is the bridge that they have found through satellite imaging, right? So this bridge was made by Lord Ram. So building the bridge, killing the demons, right? All this Suta Goswami is telling us superhuman activities. and at the same time he's all beautiful and all powerful at the same time. Generally you find, those who are wrestling, wrestling, those who take part in wrestling matches, those who are heavy weightlifters, powerful people, they are not beautiful. But Lord Ram Rajiva Lochanam, oh, beautiful eyes, beautiful form, and at the same time powerful, right? So uh, one may think, oh, uh, maybe in that era one bridge was made. No, they did not have technology for bridges, and so much, glorification in Ramayana and Mahabharata and Bhagavatam and everything, right? What, making bridges is such a simple thing. Now any civil engineer can suggest, how to make a bridge. No, Lord Ram made a bridge, but you have to understand, they had the technology. Hanuman could fly. Hanuman just flew across the, ocean. So not that, making the bridge was such a big thing at that time, but making a bridge like this, where you just throw stones and the stones just stick to each other and they don't sink. That was a big thing, right? Ravana had a Pushpak Viman, right? He kind of stole from Kubera. This plane, Pushpaka Viman, had no engine. How would it fly? Just by the instructions of the mind. Whoever is the owner, whatever he's thinking and wherever he wants, he or she wants, the plane would fly. And the amazing fact about this plane was it could expand and contract, right? It was not, and this plane would not give out, jet fuel exhaust. Right? There was no exhaust there, right? So it is not that they did not have technology, if you want to call it like that, but this superhuman activity of making a bridge on the ocean is especially glorified in this verse. So as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we give a lot of prominence to Srimad Bhagavatam, being the Amala Puran, being the spotless Purana, being that book, that Shastra which Vyasdev has written in his maturity. We give prominence to Bhagavatam, but in Sri Sampradaya, which is Ramanujacharya, they give prominence to two scriptures, Vishnu Puran and Ramayana, right? And especially they will call Ramayana as Sharanagati Shastra. So many of them took Sharanagati of Lord Ram and how they came to Lord Ram and accepted, shelter of Lord Ram. So uh, if you see, if we can discuss it in that way, right, you will find in Ramayana, uh, somebody who had Lord Ram with them and they lost it. They lost Lord Ram, right? They had shelter, they had Ram, but lost. The first example comes is Dasharath. Dashrath Maharaj is father of Lord Ram, but because he had given some worldly, one time he gave a word to his wife Kaikai, right? You are so beautiful and you saved my life. I give you two boons. And Kaikai was so devoted. She said, I don't need anything. I already have you as my husband. I don't need any more, anything. I don't want anything. Our future we will see. But then Dashrath gave word to Kaikai, and he himself could not say it, but Dashrath lost Ram. Dashrath. So sometimes when we are practicing devotional service, we have our worldly things, our worldly duties, which come in the way of our devotional service, and we lose the shelter of Ram. Right? We may sometimes say, "Oh, my friendship, my friends are saying don't go to ISKCON temple, don't go at this time, and no, but I had given my word to them. What do I do?" Like Dasharath, we lose Ram. The second person that I can take as example who lost Ram was Kaikai. Lord Ram would not go to Kaushalya's room and touch her feet and take blessings first. He would always go to Kaikai's room first. Kaikai also loved Ram so much. How did she lose Ram? She lost Ram because of bad association of Manthara, right? Similarly, in our life, we may lose Lord Ram, shelter of Ram, Sharanagati of Ram, if we do not choose association properly. That's why when Lord Chaitanya was asked, what is a symptom of a Vaishnava? How do you know a devotee? Right? Now, now Lord Chaitanya did not say, oh, a devotee puts tilak, a devotee puts a certain kind of colored cloth, a devotee has a certain lifestyle. Lord Chaitanya answered, he said, Asat Sanga Tyag Yei Vaishnav Achar. A Vaishnava, a devotee means who gives up bad association, non-devotee association. Those, the association that takes away our seriousness for bhakti, devotional service. Such association, Kaikai could not say no to Manthara, and Manthara spoiled her intelligence so bad. Everything that Manthara said, Kaikai agreed and lost Ram. She actually banished Ram. Similarly, in our life, we have to be very careful with that bad association. Especially in this day and age, we find the bad mantra comes in the form of a TV, mantra comes in the form of a mobile phone, mantra comes in the form of certain apps, right? And they spoil our intelligence. They create doubts in our heart, and they make us lose Ram. Another of the category of devotees who lost Ram in Ramayana is Ayodhya Vasis. The citizens of Ayodhya, when they understood that Ram is being banished, he's going for 14 years, these Ayodhya Vasis decided, we don't want to stay in Ayodhya. What is in Ayodhya for us if there is no Ram? And when Ram, Sita, and Lakshman sat on the chariot, and Sumantra was taking the chariot away from Ayodhya on the highway, all the Ayodhya all the citizens of Ayodhya, they started walking behind. Look at their bhakti. They gave up their homes and families, and practically everyone started walking. Entire Ayodhya was, desolate. Now you will say, Are, I was supposed to give example of Ayodhya Vasis that they lost Ram. And now what am I telling you? Oh, they left Ayodhya, they gave up Ayodhya to be with Ram. But the twist in the story happens later. By the time they reach on the Sarayu bank, the river Sarayu, which flows in Ayodhya, right? When they reached the bank, it was already evening time, and they decided, let us camp here for the night. And what happened? When the Ayodhya Vasis, they slept off, right? In the middle of the night, Lord Ram told Sumantra, let us start quickly. Before they come to know, I want to go from this place. So, Lord, how did Ayodhya Vasis lose Ram? Because of their inattentiveness, they slept off. Inattentiveness in bhakti causes us to lose bhakti. Inattentiveness means now I'm speaking here online, and somebody may be, battling with sleep. Oh, and the sleep will come when you are sitting in katha. When you take the bead bag, right, you will find this, the sleep will attack you. And sometimes there are people who will say, oh, don't go to doctors if you don't get sleep. Go to ISKCON temple. Whenever they begin their class, oh, what sleep you will get, man. And if you are really a chronic, problem with sleep, take the bead bag and start chanting. And then you see what sleep you get. Inattentiveness in bhakti causes us to lose bhakti, or causes us to lose Ram, causes us to lose shelter of Krishna. Sita had Ram. So much so, Sita decided, oh, even when Lord Ram was stopping her, you don't need to come with me to the forest. Only I am banished. Sita said, you don't want to take me? Don't worry. You follow the word you gave to your father, and I will follow the word that I gave to my father. And Lord Ram said, what do you mean? Sita said, your father told you to go for 14 years to forest. My father told me never leave Ram. You are married to him now. So I will follow my father's advice. Ultimately, Lord Ram had to say, "Chal bhai, chal, chalo, tum bhi chalo. Jungle chalte hain." Baba, nobody takes his wife along with along with oneself to office, and here forest. Imagine trouble was sure to come. Then Lakshman had to be Lakshman saying, "I want to come." So Lakshman was also agreed for. But now Sita was told constantly, "We are in the forest. It's a dangerous place." And especially the demons who are Ravana's, cohorts, they are around and they change forms. So be very careful. But what happened? Sita saw the golden deer. And then Sita started doing, in Hindi, it is called Balahat, like childish proclivity. "I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. You cannot get me even this much. What is the use of, being here with you? I gave my life for you. I want that golden deer." And Lord Ram is telling Sita, "Hey Sita, in Brahma's creation, there is no species called golden deer. It is surely a demon who has changed form. No, no, I want it, I want it. Bring it alive so that we can take it back to Ayodhya." Right? I would play in the garden with this deer. And ultimately, she said, "If you cannot, you can shoot the deer, and the mrug chal, the skin, that can be used for the meditation purpose." And ultimately, Lord Ram said, "See, you." Sita said, "No, I want it." So Lord Ram said, "Okay, I will go behind the deer." But Lord Ram told Lakshman, "You be careful. You should remain. At no cost, you should leave Sita alone." And Lakshman said, "Okay." ये हस्बैंड वाइफ के प्रॉब्लम के बीच में मेरा चटनी हो रहा है, मैं क्यों आया पता नहीं, why did I come here? This husband wife, they keep on, "Oh, Baba, what trouble is this?" Ultimately, Ram went behind the deer and Lakshman remained. Right? Now, uh, Maricha, the demon who had taken the form of the golden deer, when Ram could not catch it, Ram hit the arrow. And when the arrow hit Maricha, the game plan was, Ravana had told him, "You will die by Ram's hand, but you will call out Lakshman, Lakshman, Lakshman loudly." And Maricha, before dying off, he called out Lakshman, Lakshman, Lakshman. And Sita here became fearful. What happened to Ram? What happened to Ram? Ram is in danger. And Lakshman was telling Sita, "Hey Baba, chup bait. राम को कुछ नहीं होता, टेंशन मत लो तुम, कुछ नहीं हुआ है, nothing has happened." And Sita said, "No, no, you should go and help Ram." And ultimately Sita said, "Lakshman, I understand why did you want to stay back. You wanted to see that Ram will die and then you can enjoy me." And Lakshman said, "Mate, mother, don't say this. I have never seen you above your feet. I always look at your feet and talk. I never have ever had such a desire." But Sita did not listen. And she asked Lakshman, "You go." Lakshman went away. And now Ravana, she knew that Sita is very dharmic lady. She will serve sadhus. Ravana took the form of a sadhu. He came in a certain dress and appearance, the way the sadhus would look in that era. He took that form and came. And Ravana tested. Before Lakshman went away, he had made one Lakshman Rekha. He had put a line on the ground with his arrow and said, "Do one favor to me. No matter what, don't cross this line, this boundary. If you are within it, you will be protected." Right? I am chanting a mantra here. You will remain protected. You should not step out. When Ravana wanted to come close, he understood there is some mantra which has been chanted here. I cannot cross this boundary. I cannot go in. Ravana decided, "I will sit outside," and he called out Sita, who was inside the cottage. He called out, "Oh, bhiksham dehi, bhavati bhiksham dehi." And Sita saw, "Are, my husband is away, my brother-in-law is away, and this rishi, this sadhu has come at this time of the day. But Shastras say we have to serve the sadhus and we have to give them charity." She came out, right? And she said, you come in. I said, no, no, I don't come in when nobody's in the house. You are alone there. So please, you come out. And Sita, she crossed the boundary created for her. And as soon as she stepped out, Ravana picked her up. So my example is Sita had Ram. Why did she lose? She lost Ram because she wanted Maya Hiran. When we want Maya's creations of this world, this creation is very bewildering, illusory, but we want to run behind it. And we say, Krishna, you wait. I want something of this world, right? Like those who are in villages in India, they are thinking, let me go to the town. Those who are in the town, they are thinking, let me go to Bombay, or Bangalore. And those who are in Bombay and Bangalore, they are thinking, let me go to New York, right? And people keep on jumping from one town, one city to another, thinking that place will make me happy, that place will make me happy. It's just a golden deer, right? But what happens in our, we say, Ram, you wait, or Ram, you go, right? So even then, Lord Ram will leave Guru behind, Lakshman, protect the disciple, protect the practitioner. And the disciple, like Srila Prabhupada told us, chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Follow the 4 regulative principles. This is your Lakshman Rekha if you are in ISKCON. And then there also we try to say, why 16? Why not 4? Right? Why not some less number? Why this regulative principle? Why not one less out of 4? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And we try to minimize the Lakshman Rekha that Guru has given us. And then Ravana, in the form of Maya, comes and picks us up. And we find sometimes when we look behind, we like, oh, so many devotees would come to temple. Where are they now? Oh, many. Srila Prabhupada, one time Srila Prabhupada said, don't be surprised how many have gone away. Be surprised who sustained when Maya, because Maya's world, we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness. There will be attack on our faith. So many ways and means to lose Ram, to lose Krishna. But those who remain steadfast to Guru's instruction, Lakshman Rekha, they will not lose Ram, right? So Sita is an example where material desires make us lose Ram, right? Now, Prabhu, how much time do I have?
Prabhu, we can go for next 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. That's fine.
I don't want to continue boring them. I'm sure I'm boring them. And by this time, because I cannot see all of them, I'm sure they must have stretched by now and their legs and feet. And I'm like, wow, Ninda Chara.
No, Prabhuji. It's very interesting. In fact, we didn't realize it's about time. So, but it's please continue, Prabhuji. Uh, Probably our camera is not correctly set up, so you're not able to see. But all of them are sitting in the temple and enjoying the class very much.
Okay. Now I'll give 2 examples. Those who wanted Ram but came in a disguise. First example is Shurpanakha. She desired Ram. She wants Ram, but she came in disguise to cheat Ram. Or, right, I want Ram, but similarly, many times we may come to ISKCON, we may come to devotional service, we may come in association, but we come in our disguise, right? We have our external, we create a kind of a impression about ourselves, and then we want to practice devotional service. That's why in one temple in India, we keep our footwear, right? Chappal stand, we call it, where we keep our shoes and chappals, sandals, and then we enter the temple. So somebody at the chappal stand, the place where footwear is to be taken out, they had put a board, कृपया अपने चप्पल और अहंकार बाहर ही छोड़कर जाइए. Please keep your footwear and false ego outside, right? Otherwise, you will not get darshan of the Lord, right? Surpanaka wanted Ram, but she came in an apparent disguise. Just like Putana auntie came in Vrindavan, similarly, Surpanaka also came, right? Both came in and they were looking so nice and so wonderful. Sometimes we create an external image about ourselves, right? And we want, now I want Ram. No, no, no. Come, we need to be practicing devotees, not just faking as faking to be devotees. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Sara Gai Makhe Tilak Gaurav Milena. Forget putting tilak like this on 13 places in the body. He says, Pura aisa, no, Sara Gai Makhile Tilak. You put tilak all around, you will not get Lord Gauranga's mercy. He says, Gaurara Achar, Gaurara Vichar. Your thinking has to be like Lord Chaitanya, the way he gave. Acharan, your behavior has to be like what Lord Gauranga gave. Then you get Lord Gauranga's mercy. So that was Surpanakha. Second personality who wanted Ram, but again came in a disguise in front of Ram, was Hanuman. When Ram and Lakshman were walking towards Kishkinda, right, Sugriv, who was hiding there, when he saw these two Kshatriyas coming, and he said, wow, they are glowing like sun. They may be Balis, my brother and my enemy, there, he must have sent them. Hanuman said, don't worry, I will go and check. And Hanuman took the disguise of a Brahmana. Right? He externally he looked like and he came in front of Lord Ram and recited Vedic verses, and he glorified Ram and Lakshman. Said, who are you? Right? And Ram and Lakshman, they said, oh, we are the sons of Dasharath Maharaj. We are here we have been exiled and we are in the forest. As soon as Hanuman heard this, that this is Ram and Lakshman, Hanuman fell at the feet, said, Lord, you are my master, birth after birth. I am your eternal servant. And then Hanuman asked a question. You are the master and I am the servant. The servant may forget the master, but how could master forget the servant? It doesn't look good. Master should not. And Lord Ram said, but you came in disguise in front of me. You did not come in your original form. Similarly, we should not come, like, especially if you go to South India, many times North Indians, when they go to South India temples, they get annoyed, especially the men. Take out your kurta, you have to be bare chested, and then you cannot have any pagadi, you cannot have any cap above, right? And that's how you have to enter temple. This means that you don't come along with your clothes kind of identify, they give the impression of your false ego. Like Radhanath Swami Maharaj, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he, in one of his lectures, he says, the clothes are the exhibition of your consciousness. What clothes you wear tells what's going on in your mind, what consciousness you keep, right? So Hanuman disguised and came, and Lord Ram said, that's why I did not reveal myself to you in the first go. Because you came in disguise, I also did not reveal myself. So two examples, Surpanakha and Hanuman, who desired Ram, but they came in disguise. So, similarly, as devotees, we should be, yes, I am the spirit soul. The Lord is my master. I am supposed to be an eternal servant of Krishna, right? One person who wanted Ram, but was holding on for a long time and ultimately had to give up his attachments. And then he got the shelter of Ram. This is another category, is Vibhishan. When Hanuman went to Lanka, only one address he heard, the chanting of the name of Ram, 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 Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri. And he saw that that house belonged to Vibhishan. And Hanuman was amazed. All the demons here in Lanka, all the asuras, who is this guy chanting the name of Ram? That was Vibhishan. And what was Vibhishan doing there? Somehow he was holding on. Someday I will be able to turn Ravana into a devotee. I will try to explain him. I will give him good counsel, right? And I will practice devotional service. But I want to be, these relationships also, were holding Vibhishan. But the day Ravana kicked Vibhishan with his feet, Vibhishan decided, now I go to Ram and I take his shelter. Similarly, in our life, our attachments in the form of our material relationships, right? Like those of you who are in college and you are coming to temple, your friends may say, dost dost na raha, pyar pyar na raha. What is this? You will not be my friend anymore if you go to temple. बहुत हो गया ये temple, नहीं जाने का temple. And then our test comes. This friendship, or I want Krishna? Vibhishan had this going on tug of war in his heart for a long time. What do you seek? Your relationships or you want Ram? Right? So Vibhishan is an example who desired Ram, but his attachments to his family was holding on, right, for a long time. Right? So in our life also, our friends, sometimes our relatives, right, they may become a hindrance in further advancing in Krishna consciousness. Surely we should try to balance things, but we should not compromise on our spiritual path and spiritual advancement. We should try to see that the situation can be maintained. You find a wonderful example in Srila Prabhupada's life. Srila Prabhupada wanted to help his guru and his god brothers for preaching. And wherever Prabhupada stayed and wherever he had a house in whichever part of India, because Prabhupada was a businessman, he always would give some part of his house for the Gaudiya Math, his guru's mission. But one thing was always there, his wife would not support. His wife said, you do what you want to do. I want to live my life. I don't want this, right? Ultimately, what happened? Srila Prabhupada, when his family was staying in Kolkata, right? And the Gaudiya Math devotees would stay on the first floor, right? And Prabhupada, whenever he would come back from his business trip, whatever whatever papers he would get, he would write his purports on Bhagavad Gita, right? Even in that time. And all these papers were kept in an almirah, right? In a closet. And one time Prabhupada came back. So Prabhupada was trying to maintain the family, 5 children, wife, serving his guru's mission and helping them. He was trying to balance his best. But one time when he came back and he opened the closet, he opened the almirah and he saw there were no papers. All these papers were the purports that he had written on Bhagavad Gita and so many articles that he had written. And he asked his wife, where are those sheets of paper? Right? And the wife said, actually, we were not having biscuits. We wanted to eat biscuits with tea, and we did not have money, change. So we decided, what is this, so much stack of paper here? We sold it to, in India, we call it Raddiwala. What do you call that guy in Calgary? You have some business like that, Calgary mein? Hota hai aisa kuch?
Recycling.
No, recycling is something. Prabhu, Raddiwala means his entire family and his earning is everything is based on Raddi only, right? But okay, recycling. Wife said, I have given it for recycling. And some money comes from it, and we bought biscuits. And that day, Prabhupada decided this was enough. And he just asked his wife, tea or me? You decide. What do you want? And the wife jokingly replied, tea. I want tea. Prabhupada packed his bags just as any other day he would do to go out on a business trip. Prabhupada packed his bags. But this day, Prabhupada went out to never return to the house. Prabhupada went to Vrindavan, accepted Vanaprastha, then accepted sannyas, then he went to America, then the whole preaching movement began, and rest is history. So similarly, you see, Vibhishan was trying his best, but then at a time he came out and then took shelter of Lord Ram. Right? Similarly, in our life, like Vibhishan, we may try to balance things, but don't try to balance it so bad that the other side always wins and your devotional service remains, starved. your advancement should not starve. Your advancement should not stifle. We should continue practicing Krishna consciousness while trying to balance out. But at a time, now time is over. I will give you one example. Tulsidas has written Ramayana. So Mirabai, if you have heard of this great devotee in India, Rajasthan, Mirabai, she was given trouble by her husband, by her mother-in-law, by her sister-in-law. Somehow she tolerated. She was even given poison to drink, they say. But now the husband Rana, he was dead. Now Mirabai wanted to know what is her duty. So she sent a letter to Chitrakoot, where Tulsidas, who gave us Ramcharit Manas, was living. So Tulsidas got the letter where Mirabai is asking, what is my duty now? So Tulsidas, he wrote a poem in the same meter as Ramcharit Manas. It was a poem, it was a puzzle, and Mirabai was supposed to, fill up the blanks and then come to her conclusion. Now I will tell you what did Tulsidas write, and you have to help Mirabai by filling up the blanks. Okay, ready? Prabhu, it seems everyone is sleeping.
No, ready, Prabhuji.
Ready? Okay. Okay. So now Tulsidas, he writes in that poem, he says, there is some devotee who had to give up his father to take shelter of the Lord. There is some devotee who had to give up his guru to take shelter of the Lord. There was somebody who had to give up his brother to take shelter of the Lord. And there are some devotees who gave up everything to get shelter of the Lord, Sharanagati of the Lord. And Tulsidas wrote, if anybody comes in the way of my bhakti to Ram and Vaidehi, Ram and Sita, he says, if the world comes in the way, I will give up the world. And Mirabai came to the conclusion, what is she supposed to do? She left her home and went to Vrindavan. And she's known for her bhakti for Radha Giridhari. Now, please help. Actually, I have given answer that, Mirabai came to a conclusion. Help her by filling up the blanks. 4 blanks were there. Now, first question, who was the one who gave up his father to take shelter of the Lord? Anybody?
Hiranyakashipu.
Oh, Hiranyakashipu gave up his father, huh, Mataji?
Wow. No, Prahlad Maharaj. Sorry,
Thank you. Prahlad Maharaj, he tried his best with his father, but ultimately he gave up to take shelter of the Lord. Second, who gave up his guru?
Bali Maharaj.
Very good. Bali Maharaj, when he saw guru is meant to tell you, surrender to Krishna, but this guy is coming in the way. He said, I do not accept you anymore as guru. I take shelter of the Lord. So Bali Maharaj was the answer. Somebody who gave up his brother. I already have given the answer for this.
Vibhishan.
Vibhishan is the answer. Now the last one remains. Devotee who gave up everything, not just brother, guru, or father. Everything to attain the shelter of the Lord.
Mirabai, you said.
माताजी मीराबाई को तो उस कंक्लूजन पे आना है बाबा.
श्रीला प्रभुपाद
तो बाद में आई. ओके, श्रीला प्रभुपाद तो अभी आए. मीराबाई के जमाने में थोड़ी प्रभुपाद थे. Who is the devotee who gave up everything to take shelter of the Lord? The famous, they are not one devotee, they are devotees. Hey, I have practically given you such a big hint. Not one devotee, many devotees.
Dhruv Maharaj.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to tell us about it. The gopis of Vrindavan.
Haribol.
Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesh Tanayas Tadham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadho. These Vrajavadhus, these gopis, they gave up everything. And they went in the middle of the night when Krishna was calling while playing his flute. They they left everything, surrendered everything to Krishna. Mirabai saw this and God, she could quickly fill up the blanks. All of you still could not, right? Somebody said Hiranyakashipu, somebody said Prabhupada, right? But
I meant to say Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhu. It was a mistake.
okay.
Because father was Hiranyakashipu.
Okay. Okay. So now, so the Mirabai filled up the blanks, and she understood, I am supposed to take shelter of the Lord like this now, right? So Ramayana is a Sharanagati Shastra, but as practicing devotees, we should know we can lose Krishna if we have Krishna. In disguise we come in front of Krishna, we can lose Krishna, or many challenges will come in terms of our material attachments, material desires, and we can also lose Krishna, right? But we have to understand, Srila Prabhupada and especially Lord Chaitanya has given us the holy name, right? So these anarthas in our heart are like Ravana's hedge, unlimited anarthas which come in the way of our surrender to Ram, our surrender to Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya has given us the mantra. He has said, Trinad api sunichena, taror iva sahishnuna, amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. When we chant in a humble state of mind, right? Trinad api sunichena, and when we are more tolerant than a tree, right? When we are eager to offer respect to others, and when we don't expect respect from others. These four things, this consciousness is proper chanting mood. And then, right, Srila Prabhupada said, Oh Radha Krishna, please accept me as I am. I am not in the best state of consciousness, but please offer me your shelter, right? Our situation is like Vibhishan. Our situation is like Sita caught up in Lanka. We are in Maya's world, right? We are in this material world. Our condition is like Sita or Vibhishan. But Sita and Vibhishan were desperately crying for Ram. Is our chanting like that? Is our chanting like a crying baby, or our chanting is like a playing baby? The mother will not come to a playing baby. The mother will come to a crying baby. So we can also get shelter of Ram, right? When we desperately cry for Ram, we pray, we plead, we cry, we yearn for the mercy of Lord, right? That I no more want to live in the camp of Ravana, but I want to be a devotee like Hanuman, right? Who went out of the way to serve the Lord. I accept the shelter of the Lord and I want to perform devotional service for the Lord. And especially Srila Prabhupada, who like Hanuman went all the way to the Western countries and where he delivered bhakti, right? He offered bhakti to everyone. We may be insignificant devotees now, but chanting of the holy name is such a powerful process. It not only gives us shelter of the Lord, it gives us strength to do some exemplary service for the Lord. So this Ramanavami Mahotsav, not just glorification of Lord Ram, but we should also want to learn from these personalities in Ramayana who had Ram but who lost Ram, who came in disguise and didn't get Ram, right? Who had to show, whose material attachments came in the way, but they surrendered to Ram. And by especially chanting of the name of Ram, how all of them could come till Bhakti Sita. This Ram, when it was written on the stones, are patthar tar gaye. We are not stone hearted, at least. Krishna has put a heart. I'm suppose doctors will, I hope and pray no doctor will ever do surgery on your heart, right? But at least there is no stone there. We still have hope and scope, right? But we have to remain sincere on the path, take regular guidance from senior devotees at the temple, practice devotional service like that, remain within the Lakshman Rekha that Guru has given, and we also can purify our heart. And at the point of death, remembering Ram, remembering Krishna, we also go back home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Shrimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai, Shri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, इस्कॉन कैलगरी डिवोटीज की जय, अपने आप की जय बोलने वालों की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was such a wonderful learning for all of us to understand that how we should be very careful in Krishna consciousness and guard ourselves against all the wonderful points that you have mentioned, always being attentive. So if it is okay, Prabhuji, can we have 5 minutes of question answers?
Prabhu, what has happened? 8:45, I had another session, and that session goes till 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, is it okay if we don't take questions this time?
No problem, Prabhuji.
Some
Next
senior
time.
devotee, in the temple can answer. That will be good.
Okay,
Huh?
okay, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you.
Or we can
Thank
have you next time as well. So thank you,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
Haribol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Please forgive me, I'm not able to take your questions, but I'm so inspired to see all of you there. It's the atmosphere and the situation there is not at all conducive for bhakti. In India, we are like, we have everything available here, but we are still not sincere. But devotees like you, if you pray for us back in India here, right, we will also sincerely practice the way you all are doing there. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.